Last year, I got the opportunity to try out Rapido's customised private owner wagon service at their rail exhibition in Maidstone. The 5-plank wagons were printed in the UK with UV printing, instead of the usual tempo printing that Rapido use on their widely available private owner wagon models. I had one of those on order though, but was yet to receive it at the time for a closer inspection and comparison. That has finally changed, as Rapido's 2024 range of private owner 7-plank wagons have now arrived in stock. From Rails of Sheffield, I got one of the fictitious wagons themed around the chief mechanical engineers of the Big Four era of railways. Being a Crewite, I got the Stanya branded wagon, which had a fetching, unique design. The recommended retail price for such a wagon was £32.95, but with the retailer discount I paid £27.95 for this one. While Rapido's wagons have occupied this price for a while, I'm still yet to be convinced that an open wagon needs to cost this much, particularly when this is a re-release of an existing tooling. Let's see if the quality of the tempo printing can change my mind. The product code for this wagon is 967427, and upon extraction from the box we see a rather fetching, colourful livery. The yellow lettering on red planking, flanked by black corner frames, gives a punchy, standout livery. The tempo printing is fantastic, much crisper than the UV printed Rapido wagon I have. The big yellow letters even have a small inset red lining that gives a very minor 3-dimensional appearance. That's something I didn't even notice until I got these pictures uploaded. The yellow lines separating the Stanya wording from the number is straight and even. The wagon number 6220 is a nod to Coronation Class Pacific number 6220 Coronation, which briefly stole the steam engine speed record from the LNER in 1937, until Mallard's famed run the following year clawed it back. The frames also have builder's plates and picked out moulded details, as well as the phrase "the flying bathtub", which appears to be another nod to Stanya's streamlined Coronation engines, which some said looked like upturned bathtubs. Inside the wagon there is a brown layer applied to the inner planking. It's not much to talk about, but it's nicely done. The ends of the wagon sport nicely moulded rivet detailing, a coupling and buffers, all expertly picked out in black paint. Underneath there is the typical brake rigging detail, though it is only applied to one side of the wagon instead of both. Underframe detail is also present, as seen on a lot of wagon models past and present. The metal axles and wheels are held into the axle boxes with Rapido's typical use of metal bearings, ensuring longevity and minimal friction. On the scales, the wagon comes in at 26 grams, which oddly is the exact same weight as my 5-plank custom wagon, despite the Stanya wagon having 2 more layers of moulded planking. The back-to-back wheel gauging was also identical at 14.8mm, slightly above the standard and geared towards fine-scale track work. Overall, this is a wagon with state-of-the-art quality in its design and decoration. Let's see if it performs at the top of its game down on the track. As expected from Rapido at this point, thanks to the bearings, the wagon runs nice and freely. Time to test the couplings, and how this wagon runs over baseboard joins and point work. Given the wagon's Stanya theme, I got out my recently acquired Hornby 8F, the ultimate LMS freight loco. Making up the rest of the train is my custom 5-plank wagon, and also one of Rapido's SECR plank wagons, number 16194 as preserved at the Bluebell Railway. At the rear, attached via chain link couplers, is a kit-built pre-grouping Midland Railway brake van, something a bit different from the norm. Those wagons all coupled up perfectly, and are holding together as well. Now for the point work. The whole train glides over without drama. Even in reverse, the Rapido wagons perform consistently. Testing the wagon over the front baseboard joins also fails to highlight any weaknesses. Now let's send the wagon around the loop to see how it copes. As with my other Rapido wagons, on that first curved baseboard join it has quite the jolt. It also jolts a bit on the rear board join, but not as much on the final curve join. Overall, it runs fabulously, making the wagon's tooling and quality robust and reliable, regardless of livery. The tampo printing is definitely noticeably better quality compared to the UV printing, allowing for very fine text and font design that's crisp even over the moulded ridges of the tooling. Rapido's wagon building and decoration process is really robust and refined, and this shines through in full force. On to my final verdict. Decoration. Once again, the livery design, coloration and decal application are all at the peak of what we see on modern model wagons. You get very intricate prints with fine lining, builder's plates, and chalk-styled text on the underframes. The application was next to spotless, so this is a very easy point to score. Details and features. This has everything you'd expect from a Rapido open wagon. Moulded rivets, internal planking, coupling hooks, buffers, bearings on all the metal axles. There's little that's obvious in way of its absence. I'm happy with what's provided and presented. Quality. The moulded details of the tooling are fine and firm, and the bearings help ensure this will remain a quality runner. Decoration was also faultless in execution. Again, not much to say because the quality is absolutely on point. Another mark scored. Performance. This was next to faultless, indicating a solid underlying design. The wagon coupled well, handled baseboard joins fine if in a sensitive fashion, and had no issues with pico streamlined insole frog point work. There's no way I can deduct this mark either. And finally, onto price. The criterion that I'm still not sure about. Yes, you get great quality, great decoration, all the features you'd expect and a great performer, but I've bought Dapol, Bachmann and Hornby wagons that do all of this for less, with the only difference being the lack of bearings on the wheels. Still, brand new wagon recommended retail prices from these other manufacturers are also closing in on the cost of Rapido wagons, as prices rise and as the hobby becomes more expensive. Cutting down the middle and back to Rapido, I was obviously happy enough to buy this wagon at this price, but there are others I would have liked to buy but didn't because of the cost of them individually, when added up, proved too expensive for me. So the cost of each individual wagon prohibited me from getting more. I settled for this private owner wagon from their range and this one alone. While excellent all round, for the money it just wasn't as impressive for the price as other new models I've paid for in recent times. Call me stingy if you will, but I'll deduct this point today. I'm still not completely convinced an open wagon needs to cost this much, but these are the times we live in. That's not to knock this wagon too hard though, as it still scored 4 out of 5, making it a wagon I can highly recommend in terms of quality and performance. It is a fabulous wagon, though in my opinion not sold for the best price. If you want the most premium open wagons for your layout, these are the ones to go for, but if you want a more affordable rake, there's other cheaper alternatives out there that look and run as well as these, with looks being subjective in the eye of the beholder. So, what do you think of Rapido's 7-plank private owner wagons? Is the price fully justified in your opinion? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you in another video very soon. Take care.